Emma by Jane Austen. Emma is a witty novel about the perils of misconstrued romance. The story follows Emma Woodhouse, a clever and wealthy young woman with a penchant for matchmaking, who prides herself on her skills in arranging others' lives. Despite her best intentions, her interference leads to a series of misunderstandings and romantic misadventures in her small social circle. Throughout the novel, Emma's flawed judgments regarding suitors and her own feelings gradually lead to self-awareness and personal growth. Ultimately, she discovers the folly of her manipulations and recognizes her own love for her longtime friend, Mr. Knightley. Let's deep dive into the book. Emma Woodhouse and her world. Emma Woodhouse is introduced as a young, beautiful, and clever woman who has lived a comfortable and unchallenged life in the small village of Highbury. After her governess, Miss Taylor, marries and moves out, Emma takes pride in believing she made the match herself. With her mother deceased and her sister married, Emma lives with her affectionate but anxious father and lacks neither anything nor any intention of marrying herself, preferring to play matchmaker for others. The introduction of Harriet Smith. Emma befriends Harriet Smith, a young girl of unknown parentage and a student at a local boarding school. Considering Harriet malleable and a promising subject for her matchmaking skills, Emma decides to improve Harriet's social standing and steers her away from her suitor, Mr. Martin, a respectable but humble farmer. Emma believes Harriet can aspire to a more advantageous match. Mr. Elton's misunderstood intentions. Emma attempts to match Harriet with Mr. Elton, the village vicar. Through various gatherings, Emma encourages a connection between Harriet and Mr. Elton, misreading Mr. Elton's social ambitions and his true intentions. Her plans go awry when Mr. Elton declares his love for Emma, not Harriet, revealing that he seeks social climbing through marriage. The arrival of Frank Churchill and Jane Fairfax. The plot thickens with the arrival of two new characters: Frank Churchill, Mr. Weston's charming and eligible son, and Jane Fairfax, the accomplished but reserved niece of Miss Bates. Emma becomes intrigued by Frank while speculating that he and Jane might have a secret understanding, although she finds herself somewhat envious of Jane's talents. Knightley's warnings. Mr. Knightley, Emma's close friend and brother-in-law, frequently cautions her against her meddling and criticizes her for leading Harriet astray. His insights often conflict with Emma's actions, although she dismisses his warnings. Knightley's steady nature contrasts with Emma's willful behavior, establishing an undercurrent of tension and affection between them. The Box Hill Incident. A picnic at Box Hill serves as a turning point when Emma's thoughtlessness hurts Miss Bates, leading to Knightley's sharp reprimand of Emma's behavior. This confrontation prompts a painful self-reflection in Emma, who realizes the insensitivity of her actions and begins to question her judgment and behavior. Harriet's new aspirations. Harriet reveals to Emma that she has fallen in love with Mr. Knightley, largely due to Emma's own high praises of him. Shocked and forced to confront her own feelings, Emma realizes she loves Knightley. Meanwhile, Harriet's confession and Emma's subsequent self-examination catalyze Emma's maturity. Revelations and resolutions. Frank Churchill's engagement to Jane Fairfax is revealed, explaining his earlier erratic behavior and secrecy. Emma worries about Harriet's reaction, but Harriet's affections shift back to Mr. Martin after learning that he still cares for her. Emma supports this match genuinely, signifying her growth and repentance for her earlier manipulation. Emma and Knightley's union. Knightley confesses his love for Emma, and she reciprocates, leading to their engagement. Their mutual understanding and respect, coupled with Emma's personal growth, set the foundation for a genuine and balanced relationship. Emma's father gives his reluctant blessing, comforted by the fact that the couple will reside with him. A series of happy endings. The novel concludes with 3 weddings: Miss Taylor and Mr. Weston, Frank Churchill and Jane Fairfax, and Emma and Mr. Knightley. Each marriage represents different aspects of love and suitability. Emma's journey from a misguided matchmaker to a self-aware individual ready for marriage is complete, and harmony is restored in Highbury. Let's explore together the main themes and concepts of the book. The pitfalls of misjudgment. Emma explores the theme of misjudgment, primarily through the protagonist's flawed assumptions and the misunderstandings they create. Emma Woodhouse considers herself a skilled matchmaker, but her confidence leads her to misread others' feelings and intentions, often with embarrassing or detrimental outcomes. This theme highlights the limits of perception and the consequences of overestimating one's own insight into human relationships. It underscores the novel's cautionary message about the dangers of interfering in others' lives based on superficial understandings or personal biases. Social class and mobility. Austen's critique of social class is evident in Emma, where social status greatly influences characters' behaviors and opportunities. Emma's matchmaking schemes are often entangled with social ambitions, as she attempts to rearrange her acquaintances in a social hierarchy according to her perceptions of suitability. The novel scrutinizes the rigid class structures of the time and the mobility, or lack thereof, between classes, as seen through Harriet Smith's and Jane Fairfax's varying interactions with society, illustrating the social nuances and barriers inherent in 19th century English life. Growth and self-awareness. Emma's journey towards self-awareness and personal growth is central to the narrative. Initially, she is blind to her flaws and the effects of her meddling, but various social blunders and the pointed critiques from Mr. Knightley prompt her to reflect and mature. This theme of self-improvement and the development of character through introspection and mistakes provides a framework for Emma's transition from a naive, albeit well-meaning young woman to a more thoughtful and considerate individual. Marriage and compatibility. Marriage is a dominant theme in Emma, serving as both a social expectation and a personal aspiration within the community of Highbury. The novel presents a range of marriages and courtships that reflect different motives and levels of understanding between partners. Austen uses these relationships to explore ideas about compatibility, love, and practicality, suggesting that true harmony in marriage comes from mutual respect, affection, and a clear understanding of one another, rather than from social convenience or economic necessity. The role of women in society. Through the lens of its female protagonist and other characters, the novel examines the roles and limitations imposed on women in early 19th century society. Emma's position as an independent and wealthy woman gives her a unique place within her community, allowing her a degree of autonomy rare for women of her time. However, her actions and the reactions they provoke also highlight the constraints and expectations women faced, particularly regarding marriage, social conduct, and the influence they could wield within their social circles. Let's talk about the author. Jane Austen is an iconic English novelist born in 1775, celebrated for her keen observations on Georgian Regency England society, particularly focusing on women's dependence on marriage for social standing and economic security. Austen's novels, including timeless works like Pride and Prejudice and Emma, are known for their wit, irony, and masterful exploration of human relationships. Her writing style combines free, indirect speech with a narrative voice rich in irony, offering both critique and entertainment. Austen's works have continued to resonate, influencing literature, film, and popular culture, and remain beloved worldwide. She passed away in 1817, leaving a lasting literary legacy. Sincere thanks for watching. If you found this summary helpful, consider taking a moment to hit the subscribe button, like or share the video. If you have any feedbacks or book requests, make sure to leave a comment. Regardless, I wish you a great day.